Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mod Pod with Fukunaga,
a podcast that celebrates the strength and pulse of the luxury market. And now, here's your host, Vanessa Fukunaga.
Today, we have an incredibly special guest, Mr. Ben Seidman. I cannot, my face hurts. It's been hurting all day from smiling so much because I've been so excited to have you.
I'm so happy to be here. It is nice to be here, both here presently with you and also to people watching and listening in the future. Hello.
Hello, exactly. Now, people have described you, and I was reading this as your title, and so it was cracking me up. Magician, comedian, pickpocket?
Yep, that checks out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's me.
And how did you start? Did you start out as a pickpocketer?
No, not at all. No, I'm a very honest pickpocket. Yeah, just to clarify, I started off doing magic tricks when I was younger. I loved magic. I loved sleight of hand. And then that led me to stand-up comedy, which then eventually led me to pickpocketing, which I do only while I'm performing. I never steal anything from people when I'm out on the street. That's not who I am at all, but it is very fun taking things from people without them knowing and then giving it back on stage because the looks on their faces are pretty priceless.
Oh my gosh. So I was playing poker. I do love poker and golf. I think they teach incredible life lessons.
Let me see your best poker face. It's not a good one. You're smiling.
Exactly.
Ready?
People underestimate me. They think you have to be stoic.
No,
No,
Marcus Aurelius playing poker. No, you're just like laughing.
No, of course.
Good.
Of course.
Okay, so you're playing poker.
So I'm playing poker with a group of friends, and one of my friends, his name is Magic. He comes up to me and he gives me a big hug, grabs my arm, et cetera, and we're playing. And, later on, he was saying, Vanessa, it's so great to see you. And I love your watch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I just got it. Thank you so much. It's not on my wrist.
Get out of here.
It's not on my wrist.
Magic.
Magic is magic.
Yeah, I guess so.
I honestly couldn't believe it. I don't think I'm a person that can be fooled. That's always in my head.
Sure.
Love to go to magic shows or, would you call them all magic shows?
Well, it depends on what you're seeing. Yeah, I mean, it depends. There's different genres of the performance art known as magic and illusion. It's taking deception and utilizing it in an entertaining manner, but you can call it anything you want to. For me, I like to identify as a magician because I think it's all encompassing. It's a person who can do impossible things, and I'm trying to give people this feeling of amazement that leaves the room with them and sticks with them for a long time, which is, I think, what happened after we first met.
I cannot get over it. We did not even know each other.
No.
I happened to be at an event in Cadencia here, and you were doing your show, and the way you captivated the audience, I was dying, and I'm thinking, by the way, I'm always thinking, I'm going to figure it out. I'm just saying. I find I'm not stupid. I think I'm always going to figure it out.
Sure.
I don't know how you did it, honestly. All of the different things. I couldn't get over it. And just what I really appreciated is also it wasn't just you performing. The audience was engaged. We were all just, riveted on what was going to happen next. What could you do next? And it was storytelling. I'm probably not describing it correctly, but that's how I felt.
No, that's great. It's wonderful. I mean, I think that good performance is not necessarily a monologue. It's a conversation between the audience and the performer, whoever that is, whether you're seeing a concert or a comedian or, in my case, a magician, pickpocket comedian. But I think that give and take is important. I really try to feel as present as I can when I'm in front of people because my job is to deliver this experience that is I want it to be profound. Even though it's funny and fun and it's all about entertainment, I really want it to stick with people and give you that feeling that anything's possible. That's my ultimate goal, that and making you laugh a lot, of course.
I died, and
I brought her back to life.
You brought me back to life. Ta-da! And then it did just that. Like, I couldn't stop thinking about it. First of all, then I stalked you. When you were leaving, I know, just a little bit.
That's great.
That's all right. But now you're here.
I'm here. You brought me here to Cabo to perform, and I'm grateful. I love being here. I love performing here.
And we're normally in La Boutique, but today we're in Viceroy.
Yeah.
And you've been to Viceroy before.
I have. I performed for a client. It was for a very small private party. There was only like 6 people there, and they flew me from LA, my home, to Cabo to perform. And it was at a different private resort that is. This is a person who started one of the big social media companies. And he brought me here, and they were staying in this private resort, but they put me up here at the Viceroy, and it's like amazing. I love this place.
I do too.
It's like so pretty. I don't know if you can see on camera because it's a little dark out, but it is gorgeous here. If you're jealous, you should be. It's incredible. I don't know how I got to this point in my life where I get to perform for amazing people in beautiful places. I really feel grateful every day.
Do you look back and think where you've come from and what you're doing now?
Yeah, 15 years ago I was performing for an anarchist collective in Salt Lake City. So, this is cool.
Why Salt Lake City?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I was just traveling everywhere, and I still travel everywhere, but I would perform for any possible event for any amount of money when I was getting started. I started performing professionally when I was early 20s, right out of college. And before I had my breaks in television and started doing magic on TV shows and consulting for TV shows and things like that, before that I would just take any gig I could get because I just wanted to perform and get better. And I still have that mentality, even now that I'm doing these luxurious gigs and flying around the world performing. I'm still thinking, okay, how can I get 5% better today? How can I deliver an experience that is more unique, more special? I'm always thinking about that, trying to push the boundaries. I invent a lot of my own effects, it's another way of saying magic trick. I invent a lot of material. The classics of magic are super cool. I don't do any classics really in my show, and you'll see tomorrow everything I do is a creation of mine because I feel like it has a little bit of my soul in it, and so that's fun for me.
I think that's what makes it so special. When I saw you, I could not stop thinking about how I could share you with my team.
Aw, thanks.
And so we have our Engel and Volker Snow Real Estate Annual Awards tomorrow, and also Ocean Blue. We're celebrating our 10-year anniversary.
We don't have champagne.
Oh, we don't have champagne. Actually, we do have champagne. Ta-da!
That was, thank you so, gracias. That was maybe the best magic trick I've ever seen. Am I opening this?
You're opening it. You don't mind, right?
No, not at all. We're still rolling on that, right? That was, normally you use your thumb or something. Normally there's another step after, let's take a moment here. But that was a trick. Totally planned that. Let's lower our heart rates. I feel like the crew is now backing up slowly. No one knows what could happen next.
Oh my God.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, exactly. As long as my glasses are okay.
I mean, look, after that, I don't know what's going to happen next. So we'll see. I'm going to pour this one first because it's closer to me.
Okay, that's the professional pour.
Yeah, it was the professional pour, but I started with myself, which is very taboo, but we're going back and forth here.
Wow.
We're
thirsty.
Oh my gosh. For a, I mean, this is my pod. We take this seriously.
Perfectly done.
For a period of time, I did perform magic behind the bar at a comedy club in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I grew up. And so I was pouring drinks and rarely champagne, but look how far I've come.
Look how far you've come. So with some Baccarat champagne glasses, Ben, I'm so happy to have you here.
Vanessa, it's an honor and a pleasure. It's truly great to be here and to see you.
Salut.
Cheers.
Salut. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
All right, very good. Awesome. Now, when you were mentioning that you started this as a kid.
Yeah.
But how young?
Well.
This is not something that this is something that you just have.
Yes and no. I mean, I think I have some natural talent as a performer.
Obviously.
But the skill set of what I do that's totally learned. I wasn't born with that at all.
But you liked it? What did you literally start with? What was your first trick?
Great question.
Trick or...
So I was at a fair with my mom. True story. At a fair with my mom. I like how I said true story.
I know, I was just going to say because the rest is a bunch of baloney.
You weren't there with your mom. Don't believe you. So true story. So there I was with my mother, and this guy came up and pulled something from behind my mom's ear. It was either a coin or it was a red sponge ball. I can't remember, but just pulled it out of my ear. And as a 6-year-old, I was just like I didn't know what that was. I was just like, I don't know what that is. I need more of that in my life. What was that? And so my parents got me a magic kit for my birthday, and I was so excited, and I was terrible. I couldn't do any of the tricks. I mean, it was all it's so difficult learning this stuff. especially from written instructions, like it's very hard. So I learned a couple of the tricks, but it was, I didn't have very far to go. But then later I was doing theater. Now I'm about 10 years old. And there was this little professional children's theater company in Milwaukee, where I grew up, called First Stage Milwaukee. And I see a guy who's sitting there during this tech rehearsal, with the deck of cards, playing with the deck of cards. And I said, do you do magic tricks? And it turned out this guy was a magician, and he used to perform and tour, and he took me under his wing and started teaching me. His name's Tim Catlett, still to this day one of my closest friends. And he's the one who really got me sort of my start and taught me a lot of the foundations and fundamentals.
Oh my gosh. So what was the first trick you think you mastered? I don't want to say trick. Do you call it trick?
Well, you can call it anything you want. You can call it a trick. You can call it an effect. That's
an
like
effect.
sort
Effect
of
is
magic
better.
lingo. Yeah, we refer to them as effects.
Sorry. We in the industry, in the biz.
Yeah, if you really want to be inside baseball, you call it an effect. And I don't remember what the first one I mastered was. I actually don't, because it takes years to master sleight of hand. If you really mean master to the truest degree.
Yeah. Do you practice in front of a mirror?
I used to a lot. I don't as much anymore, but if I am learning something new, if I'm learning a new complex sleight technique, for example, I'll practice in front of a mirror.
I'm just thinking, I literally have no idea how it works, how you would practice it. It must take, I don't know. Well, they say 10,000 hours, but I think it takes more.
Yeah. I mean, especially with some of this stuff. What's interesting is you can practice in front of a mirror. There's like two different ways. Look, you have to break it down. You have to break it down into the technical elements, the craft part of it. And then there's also the performance element, which is a completely different beast. You have to marry those. And then you have to use the direction of attention of being in front of people along with the craft of whatever deception you're using, whether that's sleight of hand or psychological manipulation, some other technique. And you have to make those work in tandem together. And there are certain people in this business who are really great at one aspect and not as good at the other. And I always strive to be as good as I could as a craftsman and sleight of hand practitioner, a performer, and also a creator. Because my heroes in magic were amazing at those three. And so that's sort of what that was like my holy grail for the type of performer I wanted to become.
Who are your heroes in magic?
Man, I've got a handful of them. Most of them are people who you probably wouldn't know.
Okay.
I like a lot of, to like the general public, they're mostly like sort of underground sleight of hand masters. But some of them have broken up into pop culture here and there. There's a handful. There's a man named David Williamson, who's a comedy magician, and he is one of the funniest people alive, and also a beast of sleight of hand. So I love Dave. Armando Lucero, who's one of my teachers. He's one of the greatest sleight of hand artists alive. He's incredible. And then there's some people who you might have heard of, like Penn and Teller.
Yes.
Are you familiar with them?
I am. And I also am familiar that you've been on their show. What is it, Fool Us?
Yeah, I've done their show.
How many times?
Twice now. Yeah, twice.
I watch it all the time. I love
show.
it.
Yeah,
I love them.
Because
they're not just magicians.
Sure, they're great performers.
Great performers.
Oh, and they have something to say. There's like an underlying narrative of their belief system within the entire performance. I mean, yeah, they're great. And then there's a guy named Darren Brown in the UK who's amazing. More psychological magic, mentalism. That's the genre which you saw me do a lot of when I was performing at that event. So yeah, I have a lot of heroes. I could go on for hours. Really? My
gosh. So you've been on Penn and Teller's Fool Us. You've been on Netflix, Bravo. I do love Bravo. I love all the reality shows.
Who doesn't?
I'm just saying. I do. I inappropriately do.
No, it's fair.
And
it's addictive. It's like crack for the brain.
It is, but I also love all different kinds of things. Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And
is that on Bravo?
No,
okay.
That's another one. But like those, like everything different, and then anything magic. I will go to Vegas or wherever I can and watch a magic show.
Yeah.
And always I'm trying to think that I can figure it out.
Yeah, you got to let go. You're holding on to the roller coaster bar really tightly. You got to just do this.
I am. I don't think I'm one of those people also that could ever be hypnotized.
You know, I always wanted to be hypnotized, and I had several friends who are stage hypnotists try, including one who's a headliner in Vegas who produced a show I did in Vegas, and I never went under. And then I met this very, I think he's like 92, this gentleman in LA. He's a huge fan of magic and mentalism. He saw me perform, introduced himself, told me that he was a psychotherapist and a clinical hypnotherapist. And I said, I've always wanted to be hypnotized, but I don't think I can be hypnotized. Went to his office and his home, just like that.
Oh my gosh! Don't you think they're gonna like plant some weird phrase in your brain?
No.
And they're every time you hear
must kill. No, I don't. No, because the way that hypnosis works, you wouldn't do anything while you're hypnotized that you wouldn't already do not hypnotized. It's not like mind control where someone can make you do a thing you don't want to do. That's a common misconception about it. If you were hypnotized right now, Vanessa, you wouldn't start doing something. Well, maybe you would. I don't know. Anything you do, it would be something you would normally do, I think.
I'm a little out there. It's okay.
Yeah, should we try it?
Yeah, we should.
And sleep.
Okay. Honestly, I don't think I could be hypnotized.
I think you could. I didn't think I could either. I'm just saying. But look, that's not my area of expertise.
Where's this guy?
He lives in LA. Come to LA.
I will. Next time I'm there.
92-year-old man.
Challenge accepted.
He's 94. He's aging as we speak. He's 97.
Well, I'll go in a month.
He's great.
Okay. Now, where did you go from Milwaukee?
Well, from Milwaukee, I went to college in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. So I studied theater for 3 years, and then I transferred to UNLV in Las Vegas. It was an excuse to move out to Las Vegas to do magic there. You did that on purpose? Oh, yeah, intentionally. Yeah, because there's hotbeds of magic, LA, New York, Las Vegas. As far as the United States, those are the big ones. And in Vegas, of course, there's all these headlining performers. Penn and Teller are there. Copperfield's been there for years. And I went out there, and a magician who was very famous at the time was introduced to me, and I performed something for him, and he ended up hiring me to create magic for his TV show. And so I lived in the Luxor Hotel for 3 seasons, inventing magic tricks for this guy named Criss Angel on a show on A&E called Mind Freak. Are you kidding me? No. You guys. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was a real adventure. Ben! Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, tomorrow during the show, I tell a story from when I was working on that TV show. But I'm not going to spoil it now because I only tell it in the context of the show. I love a surprise. The craziest thing that's ever happened to me in my life. Oh my gosh. But then you ended up as the magician in residence at Mandalay Bay. Yeah, exactly. I transitioned out of the role developing magic because I loved creating magic for TV, but I was behind the scenes, and I liked being in front of the camera. I don't know if you can tell, but 10% water, 90% ham. Exactly. I definitely just decided, I was like, I love this, but I also want to be performing more. And that's when I got this opportunity to perform at Mandalay Bay. So I was doing these VIP events there, and I started performing in these venues at Mandalay Bay and the boutique tower, which is called Delano. It was the hotel at the time, the boutique tower there. And I started performing like every weekend, and then during the week and doing like corporate events. And that's when I started to do more corporate events, was when I was at Mandalay Bay. How did you like living in Vegas? Oh, I loved it. It was amazing. It was my early 20s. What's not to like? Yeah. And why did you leave? Great question. I really enjoyed being there, but when I was there, 2008, the economy sort of collapsed. Sort of. The economy did collapse, the Great Recession, at least that one. And, I wasn't performing at Mandalay Bay as much anymore. They had to lay off a bunch of people, and they basically came to me and said, look, we love you and want you to be here, but we can't. It looks very bad if we lay off a bunch of our workforce and then keep the magician. Pickpocket. Right, exactly. It's not a good look. So I kind of just was like, okay, that was my chapter. And then I hit the road, and that's when I started traveling, and I started doing strange gigs. I did a month of shows at the Venetian in Macau, China. I performed in the middle of a burlesque show in Reno, Nevada at Harrah's there. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so it was like 6 naked women and then me doing magic and comedy in the middle.
I like it.
And that's where I developed the pickpocketing act much more, actually.
What are you going to pickpocket? They have no clothes.
Not from the women, from the men who came to see them.
Oh my gosh. Now, when you're creating these effects, is it like songwriting, where you're actually making more money as the songwriter than the performer, and you get to kind of, do you feel like you're giving your best stuff away, or did you always feel like, you know what, I don't know what it'll be, but I know I can think of the next thing?
Great question. Well, part of what was great was the magician I was writing for, Criss Angel, has a very specific voice. He's a very unique shock value, sort of like goth looking at the time, sort of pop punk. He's got a vibe. So the type of material he would perform isn't necessarily the type of material I would perform. I did give him a bunch of gems that I kind of think, oh, I wish I still could do that. But overall, I was writing material that was in his voice, and so I never felt like I was losing too much, right? But there are a couple of things that I gave him on that show that I now in retrospect go like, man, next time I do something on TV, I wish I had access to this thing, but I don't own it anymore. So
is that how it works? They own it? The person that you're writing for owns it? Is there an honor among magicians?
Yeah, it is. It is a case-by-case basis. Depends on the contract and who you're working for. I always tell people the way to think about it is Jimmy Fallon has monologue writers who work with him to write the monologue because he's cranking out material. That's what I was doing, but for magic.
That is insane.
Yeah.
You have a good agent.
I do. I have the best agent. Got a great manager, too. I feel very lucky. I did most of this all by myself for most of my career. And then over the last, 7-8 years, I've started working with great agents and manager, like real deal show business manager.
You are the real deal show business.
And
I didn't even know. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't know in the beginning.
Wait. Oh, you mean when we first met?
That you're the real deal show business. I just knew it was special, and I was amazed.
Oh, thank you. I feel gross saying the phrase "real deal."
No, but it's true.
How does this look? Is this the casual podcasting?
It is.
This feels comfortable.
This feels comfy.
Does this look weird?
No, looks good.
You can tell how confident I am.
Exactly. We're fine. We're fine as long as you can do your little tricks.
My little tricks.
This is what is going to impress me.
Yeah. It's so funny. People perceive magic differently. Sometimes I show up and people are just like, this is incredible, I love it. And then sometimes you show up and people are like, all right, let's see what you got. And look, this is a journey I'm taking people on. So you can start here and I can bring you to here. But if you approach it just like if you listen to an album with an open, like excitement about life, if you listen to new music, ready to hear something that you like could be surprised by, then you're going to have so much of a better experience. Because if you just like listen to an album and you're like, yeah, all right, let's see what this is. It's like, yeah, you can go from here to here, but I want to take people from wherever they are as high as I possibly can.
When you were doing, I know feel like I'm all over the place because I have so many things to ask you.
Please.
But you mentioned, yes, let me have a little cocktail here. Cheers.
Cheers.
You mentioned being in the theater. I can hear it in your voice, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I'm a voice person.
Well, yes, I'm trying to project the correct amount for this room.
And enunciate. I turned into a British lady. Hold on.
It's good. That's all right. Did you? Steve Martin.
I'm trying to enunciate.
Yeah, Steve Martin had that great line where he just like starts talking weird and he goes, "Oh, sorry, I just went to the Bahamas for a moment." It's like you just took a trip to England.
See, there you go. But I can hear it in your voice. Singing.
I used to sing. Oh my God, I was Enjolras in Les Mis. I died upside down on a barricade. This was what my life was like before magic found me.
Not to be over dramatic, but I died inside.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I still love theater. It's just not as much of a part of my life because I'm, doing magic. I had to kind of choose one of these directions, and magic was pulling me harder.
But do you think in life you have to choose? Don't you? You were just mentioning, yes, of course you have a great manager and agent, but you really did this on your own. Look what you've done with your life and been able to pave your way and had crazy gigs, but the most probably, not to overuse it, the pun, but magical experiences. And look what you've been able to do. So why would you have to choose? You never know where life's going to take you.
Oh, sure. No, I think there's definitely a version of this reality where I go back to doing some acting. I would love to. I live in LA and I'm planning on making some big moves here. So if some certain TV things pay off, then I'll do some acting as well. But with a magic slant too, probably, because this is who I am.
I'm envisioning the Ben Seidman. Don't love variety show.
Yeah.
But I'm liking the vibe of it.
Yeah.
Singing, dancing, it's the effects, it's all of your connections, it's cool interviews. You could do anything fabulous.
Copyright that. Don't let her have it. Copyright that.
Exactly.
Oh, that sounds really fun. That sounds
But just
like a good time.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look what you've done already.
Oh, thanks.
And you're young.
I'm like 97, but I live in LA, so they cut down the middle and they stretch. So you can't really.
I have to go to LA. I'm 140.
Yeah, I mean, you look amazing. I would not have guessed that.
For 140.
Not at all.
Oh my
gosh. The champagne, right?
It's the champagne. When you go to LA,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's LA.
It's LA.
It's LA.
But I have to admit, I will drop a little. I don't usually get starstruck. Met a lot of people.
Who'd you see?
I have to admit, I'm staying at the hotel in the Four Seasons.
Yep.
And I had hired a trainer, so I was going to the gym every day at a certain time.
Yep.
First day, I go down, and I see a guy sitting in the chair outside the elevator, very just nonchalantly sitting there, not looking like he's waiting for somebody, not looking like he's doing anything. But I notice him, and it was just kind of odd. Mm-hmm. The elevator opens. Florence Fishburne.
Ah.
I'm just saying. I don't normally get starstruck,
Yeah, I mean,
but the voice.
Yeah. Come on.
Next day, 9:00, same thing, same guy. We say hello, nice to see you, da-da-da.
Yeah.
Now, I've got his number. I know what's going on.
Yeah.
Elevator opens. It's Keanu Reeves. I normally don't get starstruck.
Wait, are they filming the new Matrix? What was happening?
No, they are doing press for John Wick 4.
Very cool.
Which I cannot wait to see.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was just, oh my gosh, it was so fun. And I was thinking, but for me, everybody's just a person.
Oh yeah,
a normal person. And everybody says how nice Keanu is. So we're going to have to remember you in this moment when you're already big, but when you're big, please remember the little people
I will.
that were here in Cabo.
Little. You're big. You're Vanessa. Come on, Vanessa. Yeah, I will. Look, I don't know how high my star will climb. I don't know what's in the cards for me. I love doing this. I feel very grateful just to be able to do magic, right? But I feel pretty confident that even if a lot of people suddenly know who I am, or at least way more than now, that I'll still be the guy who's sitting right here, because I've interacted with, I've performed for many celebrities, and some of them are amazing, great, down-to-earth people, and some of them are just like, oh, you did this not because you cared about the art, you did this because you wanted to get back at the people you hated in high school.
Oh.
And so I'm very confident that if, let's say I walk down the street and get recognized more than now, it'll still be me.
I'm excited.
I'm not going to knock a drink out of someone's hand and say that I wanted agave instead of honey. It's just not me.
Oh my gosh. When the camera goes off, I want to know who that is.
I
know it's a story.
When the camera's off,
you will tell me. Okay. So what do you think is next besides your secret TV situation if the cards fall in the right place?
Good question. Well, I've been developing the material that I've been doing on stage over the course of years. I mean years. And so I'm toying with the idea of putting that out as an hour-long special. So that would be really fun. And I just filmed a pilot for another thing, and we'll see if that ends up going anywhere. And in the meantime, my day job is performing. I perform mostly for corporate events and private parties. People hire me to come and do shows for their events, and so I
like me.
Yeah, and so I look.
You're slumming it in Cabo.
I always pinch myself and I go I'm in this beautiful place. I feel so lucky, and I got here with card tricks. How did that happen?
Do you look back at your life sometimes and just think, well, look at what you've done with just yourself and your talent? And it is more than card tricks.
It is. But yes.
Practice. It is discipline.
Sure. And it's also all of the people who helped me along the way. I mean, I will be the first to say I stand on the shoulders of giants. There are all of these great conjurers who came before me who I learned from. Some of them are my friends. And look, I I wouldn't be able to invent magic tricks if I hadn't learned the foundation of deception from some of these greats, like Paul Vija, like Armando Lucero, Tim Catlett, all these people who I studied with. And
do you get together?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How often?
Depends. I just saw Armando recently. He's performing in LA, and I also saw him in Las Vegas. My wife surprised me for my birthday because during December I'm performing at all these holiday parties. My birthday's in December. No time to celebrate. And then in January, she surprised me by having some of my favorite magicians and mentors and friends in Vegas jump out in a hotel suite. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Do you show or kind of preview effects with each other?
Yeah.
Do you run things by each other?
Yeah,
what do you think?
Totally.
What could I do?
Yes.
And do they to you? I'm sure.
We call it sessioning.
Okay.
Or jamming. And we'll pass ideas back and forth, say, hey, how do you think I can make this better? But I have when it comes to developing material, it's a very small circle of people. There's like maybe 5 or 6 people who I'll run things by because I'm still very secretive about a lot of my material.
Oh, I'm obsessively private and paranoid with, anything confidential.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for the people, by the way, who say like, oh, magic, I just want to know how it works. Here's the thing.
I don't.
People think they do. People often think they do. In the same way that when you see a show, you go like, I kind of want to figure it out. It is 100% all about the experience of not knowing. And as soon as you spend all of your effort trying to figure it out, look, you can perceive it however you want. But now you're trying to solve a puzzle as opposed to experience the feeling of wonder. Those are 2 very different things. It's
interesting that you say that. You're 100% right, because I always go into it thinking I can figure it out, wanting to figure it out, and it actually is kind of a mental change I have to make to just enjoy. It's kind of like, everybody on a cell phone during a show.
Yeah.
Are you just filming it, or can you put it down for a minute and just live the experience?
Totally. Take your hands off the roller coaster bar and do this.
It's true.
Yeah.
Have you had, what to date would you think it would be your most memorable magic moment on stage? Do you have one that just stands out in your mind?
My most memorable moment.
For you.
Oh my gosh.
Was it an audience member? Was it an effect that went better than expected? Didn't go as well as expected, but you handled it and nobody knew?
I have a collection of answers.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to just choose a couple. I'm going to answer with a couple different ones for different reasons. There was a moment when I was performing where I created this piece of magic that to this day is one of my greatest pieces. It's also the one that Criss Angel saw and hired me because of, and I still perform it to this day. You'll see it tomorrow. Still one of my greatest pieces. When I first performed that, I brought a guy up on stage because it is a pickpocketing routine. It utilizes pickpocketing as part of the method. I brought a guy up on stage, and I'm like 21, 22. And this guy stands up, and he just keeps standing up. He just keeps going. He's like a giant man. He comes up on stage. He's hammered. He's had the equivalent of like 500 of these.
Okay.
And he's gone. And he at the ending, I pull off the trick. It was chaos the whole time, and he freaks out. And his response, instead of going like, "That was amazing," his response, blackout drunk, mind you, is to grab my head and lick my face from my chin up to my forehead.
Oh my God.
He licked open my eyelid on the way up. It was horrible. But in retrospect, it's a good story.
It's a great story.
Hated it in the moment, but hey, now I get to look back and be like, okay, it was like one of the first times I was performing this new piece. I got assaulted by a madman.
Oh my gosh. Is that why you wear glasses now?
Yeah, 100%. There's no prescriptions in here. These are just... So that's not, by the way, that's not a favorite time on stage, but it is like a memory.
That is a good memory.
It's a weird memory. For the ego, I did shows where I toured with Shin Lim, who won America's Got Talent. Great magician. And
love that show. I know. I mean, I know him. I've seen him on TV.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. He does a show in Vegas with Colin Cloud, who's one of my really good friends. Incredible mentalist. Great dude. And I was doing that spot in the show, and so we were touring, and we played Foxwoods, and I'd performed for big audiences.
Foxwoods in Connecticut?
Connecticut, yeah. but the room seats like 5,000 people. And it was great. I was doing half the show, and I killed really hard, and people were losing their mind, and feeling the roar of 5,000 people is just incredible.
Wow.
So I'm choosing that one for the ego.
Okay.
And then creatively, I've had a bunch of my heroes in magic come up to me very frustrated, telling me that I've fooled them very badly and that they're very mad at me. And that feels
wonderful.
Good. Yeah, when you fool your peers, that's a good feeling.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So we talked about next chapters. Do you think that you are going to stay in LA, even stay in the States? I know you want to have your show. You probably have to be in the LA area. But does traveling and kind of getting out in the world even more still attract you?
Yeah, I mean, I love to travel. There was a time, though, where I was traveling too much.
Yeah.
Like in my late 20s, early 30s, I was on the road like 250 days a year.
Oh my gosh.
It's too much. So I still love traveling. I just want to do it a reasonable amount.
See, when you get your permanent gig in LA?
Yeah.
Your one-man show, your hour-long special.
I would love to do a residency. That sounds great. Staying in one place for a while. But I still love traveling. Like, I love coming to Cabo to perform. Come on, this place is amazing.
Then we're going to have to book you for a residency here.
All right, let's do it.
Count us in. Well, I don't even know what else to say, except for on every episode of Mod Pod, we have what we call the Mod Pod experience. Now, my understanding is that today's Mod Pod experience is going to be a little bit in reverse. Because normally I'm trying to give you an experience, but I understand that you are maybe going to do a couple of effects for me.
Well, someone who works with you texted me and said, Vanessa would love for you to do something for her.
Well, she's not supposed to say that. It is true.
I mean, it is true.
She said it for me, but it is absolutely true.
Yeah, and of course, I'd be happy to.
Okay, well, let's do it.
Wait, what happened to all the stuff on the table? It just disappeared. The magic of editing.
The magic of editing.
Please continue.
Exactly.
Mod Pod experience.
Mod Pod experience, and usually, we're coming up with something that's really interesting for the person and tailored for the person, but I'm usually presenting it to them. But I understand that today you wanted to do some effects for me. You wanted to?
Yeah, it was my idea.
It was your idea?
Yes, totally. It wasn't that I was asked to do this at all. I would be happy to.
I know. She shouldn't have said that Vanessa wanted, but it is very true.
No, it's
Of course
fine.
I wanted. I'm completely obsessed ever since I saw you, and I'm doing this whole podcast, and my face hurts from smiling so much. I'm all over the place with questions because I'm so excited to have you.
I get it. No, thank you. I get it. It is weird. It is weird when I feel like if I do appearance on something, whether it's like a podcast or wherever it is, and they don't ask me to do magic, and I'm not gonna like force it on them. I'm happy to just hang out and chat, and then I feel like people are like, but he was
exactly
expected to see something.
Exactly, but then I didn't want to think, like, dance for me. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but
I really wanted it.
But I love to dance, luckily. So here we are.
Oh,
Plie.
Excuse me?
No, I mean figuratively, magic.
Love to dance.
I'll do something for you. Oh my God. Okay, so I brought a couple of pieces of paper here for a very important reason. This is nothing, but it is going to hopefully become something.
Okay.
I need your help, though. I want you to think of someone who you know, someone from your past. Get that person in mind.
Okay.
Visualize someone. Focus on who they are, their face. Imagine what their name is. Think about. You have someone in mind. Beautiful. Okay. Sometimes people are like, you got someone. All right,
I have somebody.
Beautiful. So all I want you to do is think about this person, who they are, and what they mean to you. And I want you.
I guess I'm smiling. Okay.
You are smiling. No,
I know, because I'm excited.
You're keeping your best poker face.
My best poker face.
Do me a favor.
4 aces.
Do me a favor. Vanessa, grab my wrist. Okay? I'm going to move around. I don't want you to move me.
Okay.
I want you to just let me move you. Okay? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to move around. Just move with me, okay?
Okay.
And you might want to put your foot down and scooch a little closer. I don't want to yank you off your chair. Okay? By the way...
I work out every day, so I'm doubting you can.
It's true.
I'm just saying.
It's mostly core strength here. I like how, by the way, it was just St. Patrick's Day. I've got a red marker. You've got the green dress. If you're colorblind, you can't tell the difference. So let's do this.
All right.
Just relax.
Okay.
This tabletop is not
told you
attached.
it's hard to relax.
We really went all out. All right. Deep breath. Now here's a question. Do you think I'm making you laugh because I want you to have fun or because I'm trying to take your mind off what we're talking about?
I know you're trying to take my mind off what we're talking about.
Oh, am I?
I believe so.
Just let me move you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take a deep breath and relax. Just think about this person. Think about how you address is this a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Good. Just think about what you would say if you walked up to her. Think about when you saw her last.
Mm-hmm.
Good. She's shorter than you?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Brown hair?
Now.
Yeah. Did it used to be blonde?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there any possible way that I could know these things about you?
No.
She doesn't wear glasses, does she?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, off and on.
Not all the time.
Right.
When you saw her last, she was wearing them, though. It's
I'm
okay.
sure.
It's okay if you don't remember. What's weird, though, is that you just thought of someone who I couldn't possibly know.
Right.
I just let you relax, and just by taking your mind off of what's going on and moving a pen around, I was able to tell you a couple of interesting things about this woman. Now
I'm supposed to still hold you?
No, you can relax unless you want to.
Tell me more.
I'm looking at this, which looks like chaos. Like there's nothing here discernible. But what's really interesting is if you start to examine this right here. That, if I'm not mistaken, looks like a J.
I swear.
I'm not 100%
No, I cannot
positive.
deal.
I think that's a J. And this could be an O here, but I don't know that it's an O. I actually think this is an E, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God. Are you serious? Ben.
Now, it could be, it's not Jasmine, but just think about her name. Oh, you don't call her Jennifer, but it's Jen, isn't it? This is an N. Is it Jen?
It's Jen. It's Jen, and with a J. Her name's Genevieve, but we only I only called her Jen. Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! That's weird.
It's so weird.
That's mind freaky.
I'm gonna sign this. We'll be putting this on eBay and selling it for no money. Weird, right?
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, when you make the crew clap, I see some jaws on the floor. That's good. That's good.
Oh, seriously.
Oh,
I don't want to know how.
You know that I won't tell you.
Exactly, but it is weird.
It's super weird. So I love performing magic using both thoughts and also sleight of hand. It's two different genres. It's like classical music versus indie rock. It's two different things. So I could also do something using sleight of hand if you want, and then we could marry them together at the end.
Please?
Okay.
I have to stop thinking about how you could possibly know. Okay.
Yeah, how do you and Jen know each other, by the way?
We grew up together.
You grew up together.
Yeah, we just were childhood friends, but I haven't seen her in, I don't even know, 20 years at least.
Wacky.
That is insane.
That's real crazy.
That is, I don't even know what to say.
All right, so I'll break the tension by doing a piece of sleight of hand
Where's
here.
the champagne? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
She's like, after that, I need a drink.
Exactly.
All right, so I'll go from getting these out of my pocket. Yeah? Okay. I'll also show you a little sleight of hand. These, Vanessa, are old silver dollars. You can pick them up. You can check them out if you want to. So these are just old silver dollars, but what makes them...
No idea what I'm looking at. Okay.
It's a great question. I used to do this with quarters, but people don't carry change very often anymore. So I started carrying these around. These were actually my grandma's.
Oh, and I...
Look at the date. Look at the date. 1920s, 1930s. I know.
And then make me get my glasses.
No, you don't have to get your glasses.
My fake glasses like yours.
No, you know what's funny is if I take these off, I can't see anything. Like you look.
Let me lick your...
Totally. It's like, nope, never happening again. So here's the idea. It's just 4 coins, and these 4 coins travel. So this is, first of all, I'll roll up my sleeves so you don't think I'm cheating. And let's get a nice shot of those coins so you can see all 4 of them. These 4 coins travel. Will you hold out your hand for me, Vanessa? Beautiful. Hold your hand right there. Now, for those of you who are watching, you can either concentrate on the coins or you can watch Vanessa's face. Either way, this is going to be hilarious, all right? Keep your eye on the coins, though. Watch all 4 and hold your hand right there, because that 4th coin, if you watch, it's so uncanny. Imagine that I'm not holding 4 coins. Imagine instead that I'm holding 3 coins.
Oh my God, you're freaking me out. Now I want to say...
You can. We can bleep it out. We can bleep it out. I like how
my God.
I like how you cursed and I dropped the coins. I was just like, oh no. It's a very strange thing, yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but I mean, what's interesting though is now you know what's happening. You kind of know what to look for, right? So I can do that again. You can see all 3 and this one. So watch these 3. Watch this one. These 3 and this one, because for a second this one almost looks like 2 as it goes to the other hand.
Oh my God.
Thank you for noticing.
You know what? You should have your own residency at Mandalay Bay.
Oh, I'll take it.
You should be on Bravo, Netflix.
Thank you. I like how you're just listing my credits. You're a very good interviewer. You really did your homework here.
Oh my gosh.
So, Vanessa, check this out.
Why are you slumming it with me?
Are you kidding me? This is great. I'm in Cabo. We're going to do a show. And I love hanging out with you. We're having a great time. But I will show you, by the way, that it's just 4 coins. You even examine them. There's nothing under the coins. There's nothing under my hands. It's just 4. I'll do the next one in slow motion.
Okay.
This time it'll go from here to here, but you'll actually see it go.
Okay.
Don't look away.
Okay.
2 and 2. Did you see it go? Because nothing's happened yet. It's still 2 and 2. I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
But hold on to my wrist.
I'm gonna swear you're an ass. Okay.
Hold on to my wrist. Actually, hold my wrist. Look,
okay.
2 and 2. Watch closely. Watch these 2, because for a second it looks like that one is only 1 as the next one goes across.
I want to swear so bad.
You can. Let it all out. Let it all out.
Oh my God!
There's no kids watching.
Oh my God. Mother effer. I cannot get over this.
You're like a
Ben?
very sweet lady at church. Mother effer. Gosh darn. How does that work? Vanessa, hold out your hand.
Okay.
We'll do one more.
Okay.
Okay, one more. This time I'm
I'll be here all week.
This time I'm gonna put the coins in your hand. Okay? And make sure you can get a shot down so you can see these. You can see all 4, right? Yeah. Look, nothing else in my hand. I'm going to stack these up. And I just want you to take your other hand. Here, lower your hand a little bit. And I'm going to have you take your other hand and do this. And you're just going to lift, not yet, but in a moment, you're going to lift that top coin, just the top one, straight up and into my hand. Go ahead.
Ready?
Yep, into this hand. Yeah, and close your hand. Close this hand. Squeeze tightly. Yeah. Hold the 3, but face down. Great. And you can relax this hand and watch this coin. Now, I'm not even going to touch your hand, but I want you to imagine for a second what it would feel like if I wasn't holding this coin, Vanessa, if instead you were holding that coin, because you had 3 a moment ago.
I can't look.
Turn your hand over.
I can't. Ben?
Count them.
Oh my God. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have freaked everybody out.
The crew is backing out.
Including me.
The crew has left.
Oh my God.
The cameras are left on sticks.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
High five doesn't even do. I don't even know what to do.
Look, you can react however you'd like with this stuff.
Oh my God. Where's our champagne?
I don't know. That's a good question. We can get it back.
Where's our champagne? Let's get the champagne back. Ben, I don't even know what to say.
I'll tell you what. Which one's which? What has the good stuff in it?
Oh.
You refill these? No. Oh,
you did?
Oh, you should have.
Exactly.
Oh,
Cheers.
Sorry. Cheers. Sorry.
In
Sorry.
my eyes.
I thought.
In the eyes, you know that, right?
Cheers.
You
So
not
intense.
like a
It's
robot.
really intense.
My friend does that to me too. When I say
Yeah.
in my eyes, he just freezes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow.
But it's always in the eyes.
I like it.
Do you know why?
No, tell me. Winner to the soul. There's got to be more.
Don't do it.
Really? Oh. Well.
In my eyes.
Cheers. When you put it that way, my priorities have drastically shifted.
I feel like they might have. Am I putting this down?
Well, do you want to see one more, or should we call it closed?
No, are you insane?
I'll do one more.
I could go all night.
All right.
All right.
So, well, after the eye contact and the cheers, I feel like we got this. I have a.
Do you need a sidekick?
Yeah. You want to come on tour with me?
I will be your personal assistant. I can be behind the scenes, carry your silver dollars.
I mean, this sounds like a plan to me. I have, by the way, I have a deck of cards. I told you I used to do card tricks a lot. I don't perform them as often now, but I still like card tricks, and I'll show everyone so you can see that all the cards are different. That's key. And also you can see that they're all different. I wanted to show the folks at home too.
Is this homage to my poker playing?
Yeah, obviously.
Do you play poker?
No one ever wants to play cards with me.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they never do.
Oh.
I get it.
Are you allowed?
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, would you be allowed to play?
There's only like 45 people who are on the official blacklist for Vegas. You can get politely asked to leave, or they can take you down to the rooms where I don't even know what goes down
Well,
down
I
there,
know a
but
guy.
There's only a handful of people who are actually like literally banned from all the casinos.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I have a gentleman's agreement with a few places that I used to perform that I don't gamble there because they've seen me do cheating themed things, because when I was performing in casinos, I used to do a demonstration on cheating. But I wouldn't do that at a table. That's
No,
a
of
crazy
course you
idea.
wouldn't, but
I did for a TV show though. I did have to switch a deck of cards in play at a poker table where the operators didn't know it was happening. But it was for a show, and I was terrified. At any point, the producers was like, "Oh yeah, if they drag you out to like take you downstairs, we'll step in."
Oh,
it was
my
horrifying.
God.
Yeah, that's like real pressure. Yeah.
We're going to Vegas together. I'll play.
Great. Why am I not comforted by this proposition?
You seem very comforted.
I guess I am.
You seem very relaxed.
No, I feel very
Come on,
relaxed.
Vegas, LA.
I think it's the champagne.
I think so too. All right, let me see the card effect.
I will do an effect with cards. So
Okay.
Here's what I want you to do. I'm going to go through and get a nice lower shot. As I go through, touch one of these cards. It doesn't matter which one. This one. Are you sure this is the one that you want?
Yes.
You got it? All right, I'm going to show it to the camera so they can see it. I won't look. Don't forget it. In fact, you can take it. Memorize it. Show it to the camera to make sure that you will recognize it when you see it again.
Yes.
Okay. And you're happy with that card? Beautiful. I mean, we can start over. We can.
No, I'm good.
You're good? Okay, great. Would you be amazed, Vanessa, if I could tell you what card this is?
Yes, that would now happen.
It's the 9 of Hearts. I cheated. Obviously I cheated. That's not that amazing. I looked at it. But if I really had magical powers, which I do, obviously, I wouldn't just tell you what it was. I would manipulate reality in a different way, which is why I'm going to ruin one card. Hold out your hand.
Okay.
I'm just going to take the corner and watch. Gone. Did you feel anything?
I don't know what to say. I feel like a moron.
You shouldn't. In fact, you should feel very smart. The smarter you are, the easier you are to fool. Which is why...
Say that again!
Which is why, Vanessa, in that moment,
Yes.
you saw that corner in my hand a second ago, but in that moment, I took that corner, I actually tossed it. It flew around the room, and it actually landed behind you on your chair.
I can't. I don't think I can handle any more of this. Am I supposed to turn around?
Yeah, take a look. Is it there?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That can't possibly be the same corner I was holding moments ago. Remember, you could have changed your mind and used a different card. It was totally up to you. I gave you a chance to change your mind, but if that really was the same card, they'd fit perfectly. You want to match them up and tell everyone who's watching, do they fit like a glove?
Oh my God, they fit like a glove.
It's like a puzzle piece.
Ben!
Vanessa.
We did
it! We did it!
Oh my God!
There is magic in the world. There's magic in the world.
Oh my
Thank you.
gosh. Thank you
Oh, my
so
absolute pleasure.
much again.
I love getting to share these moments with people because I feel like we oftentimes we just go through our daily lives without paying attention to the fact that there's so much magic in the world, and there really is. And I think it's so important to stop and pause and pay attention to the moments of magic in your lives because they make us better. And I feel grateful that I got to share some magic with you tonight.
Oh my gosh, what a wonderful way to end it. I think we'll just end on that note. And for everyone out there, I mean, this is an incredibly special episode of Mod Pod with Fukunaga with Ben Seidman. Thank you so much for being here. Take a look on all your favorite podcast channels for the next episode. So thank you so much. I'm trying to be calm, but salute.
Hold on.
One last
We're gonna
time.
do this. Eye contact.
In the eyes.
Salute.
Salute.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Mod Pod with Fukunaga. Follow the episodes on all major podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and many more.